Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangout. You got myself, Noe Ruiz, designer here at Adafruit. Joining me every week, my brother Pedro. What's up, man?
What's going on, everybody? I'm Pedro Ruiz, the creative tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D print projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is the show where we combine 3D printing, DIY electronics to make inspirational projects to inspire you folks. We are back from Maker Faire. We had a great time in New York, and today we're going to talk about a lot of the things that we saw. We have tons of content, B-roll, things of that nature that we will share with you in just a second, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen the constant releasing of videos. I think we're doing like 1 or 2 a day.
Four videos came out on Wednesday. It's crazy.
Yeah, so definitely don't forget to subscribe so you can get notified as soon as a new one is uploaded.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and start off the show with our coupon code. This is where you can get some deals, get some monies off your order. We are, of course, sponsored by you folks.
That's right. This is how we pay the bills. Go out and purchase some stuff. You can get 10% off when you use the coupon code SLIDER. It's the cheapest place on the internet to get an awesome 3D printer. You get free shipping. And, of course, every order over $100 gets a free prototyping PCB board.
Yeah, Perma Proto boards.
That's right. Yeah, it works on everything except software or gift certificates. So don't forget to definitely check that out.
Okay, so we're going to run through what we're doing on the show. What are you prototyping?
That's right. It's when we take a look at some of the behind the scenes for upcoming video.
Let's just go ahead and run through it all. We got the layer by layer. We're going to do shop talk, and then we're going to do our Q&A where we answer your YouTube questions.
Very jam-packed. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started with very awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with the very awesome new project that you're launching this week, the Bluetooth motorized slider.
Yeah, so last year we put together this manual slider using a railing and a slide platform, which has like roller ball bearings. It makes it really smooth. It has a T-shape on there, so it keeps everything in place. And so this project, we collaborated with Kevin Townsend and Philip Burgess, who developed the software. So the way this is working is it has an Arduino Uno inside the enclosure box, and on top of that we have the Motor Shield version 2. And on top of that, we have the Adafruit Bluefruit SPI Friend, which allows us to control the movement of the slider with the Bluefruit LE Connect app, which works on Android or iOS. So I actually have it connected right now. It's using a stepper motor here, which is the NEMA 17 stepper motor that's rated for 200 steps. And the cool thing about this is you control it with a mobile device like like an iPhone or an Android tablet or even an Apple Watch or maybe an Android watch too. I haven't tried the Android stuff yet, but it works really well with all these devices. So we have 2 different sketches for you. If you check out the guide on the Adafruit Learning System, we have all the instructions and sketch code to make this work. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of show off working it. This week we are releasing a video that shows more about using it as opposed to how to build it. Next week we'll put the video together on how to use it. I've tested this quite a bit. If you follow me on Instagram, I have so many test footage of it because it's a really fun project, especially yeah, to use it with your camera stuff. So ideally we wanted to make it for a camera phone or a GoPro, but I tested it with our Canon 5D and 7D using a 24-70 lens. So this thing is rated for about 5 pounds, and I think that's about what the DSLR body is. And this thing is awesome. You can use double steps, which is running right now. Double steps makes it really, really smooth. Micro steps is something where it's like this slow. It's really, really slow, but it makes amazing time lapses, and that's ideally what you want to use it with a camera phone or your GoPro or another action sports type camera. So really, really fun, very portable, super lightweight, very, what would you call it, versatile. It's pretty tough. If you check out the project video where we went to the park and put it up on rocks and put it in different angles, and it was working really well.
Yeah, this is definitely the cheapest wireless
control. Yeah, it's $166 in parts. The 3D printed parts are, it's just a couple of them. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. Yeah, it's like a couple parts and 3D printing parts. And we have all of the, we have the timing belt, the skate bearing, the timing pulley, the stepper motor, all the boards to put your own together. It's using an 8X AA battery pack, So it's running off 12 volts here, and it works really well. It's easy to change out the battery and stuff. And we'll take a look at the layer by layer in just a second here. But you can see how slow it's going because it's micro steps. It's really quiet, and it's pretty tough, man. It can push itself here. Watch it push itself. Anyway,
yeah, one of the most amazing things is, yeah, that it works with a DSLR camera.
Absolutely, yeah. Of course, it's a 500 millimeter in length, the railing. So it's like a short stick compared to all the other sliders that are out there, but you're not going to find one this small at this price point.
Yeah, it's just so portable.
And I haven't seen one that's Bluetooth controlled yet.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a big, big deal there. So I love this thing. I hope you guys build it. If you're into photography, or if you want to get into photography, this is a great kind of first-time project, I think, because there's a good amount of soldering where, like, if you haven't soldered yet, it's a good practice to learn how to solder. And yeah, that's about it. What I want to do is just make it go this way. So let's go ahead, I guess, and look at the layer by layer. Is that cool?
No, I think we're first going to jump into, I think, the shop talk, sort of bleed that into there.
Sure.
Some more parts that we're testing out to build this project. We've been waiting on getting some of these
Some
for a little while.
context on what this stuff is. These are pieces for tripod. So tell me about this piece and what sizes are these screws and why you would want to have these things for your camera gear.
Okay, so this isn't the first time we've built something like this before where you've needed little pieces like that. So this is a little mini ball head. So what this allows you to do is has a 1/4-20 on there, so this will fit on any camera. The bottom there, you probably see the little hole where that comes into. So you're able to put, like, a lot of the monitor projects that we've built use this. So it has a little cold shoe on the bottom of here. So that's what slides into the top of most cameras. So we have that in there, and on the bottom of that we have a 1/4-20, so you can attach an additional sort of like onto another tripod or something like that. So it's very versatile in that sense. And the little ball head right here has a nice good grip, so you can have something with a fair amount of weight hold on there and have it in different angles. So you can have it go down like that, like at an angle like that, at a 90-degree, or any sort of adjust your angle like that. Yeah. So very perfect for that. And we have a little clamp here. So these are primarily used for like umbrella flashes. So you can attach this to a tripod. It has a little 1/4-20 on there. And the reason we have this is so you can easily slide this guy onto here like that.
Right.
Let me just open that
just
a tiny bit. And it slides in there like that. And I really like how it's like half the size of some of the ones that we've used before. So that just makes it very, it just makes it very convenient, especially for this guy right here. If you take this off, you can see that the way that this ball head is connected onto the little platform to that.
It's kind of permanently fixed there. So what this allows you to do is to sort of take off the whole tripod piece and work with it and sort of transport it, because putting this in a bag like that sticking out might be a little bit tough. So that's why it's a good reason.
Transportation.
I unfortunately just got this in, so I haven't put it on this 3D printed mount yet, but that's ideally what we want to do. So yeah, be on the lookout for these when they come in the shop. A lot of different projects. Another thing, what is this one?
So this is a 3/8 to a 1/4-20 adapter, and we've used this on almost all of the monitor projects that we've made. It's because that we attach the little ball head and then attach that to a tripod. So you might be familiar with, I think this is like the 7-inch enclosure. So
for HDMI.
Yeah, so you can get all of the 3D printed solid parts, so you can have this, so you can move this onto any of your models, and all this does is just nicely attach onto there like that, just screws in. And if you're ever having problems with the tolerance, you can do a little trick where you heat this up with, like, say, a soldering iron or something like that. Take a flathead, just screw that in, and it'll just very easily go on there, and you'll permanently fix it on there. Yeah, it'll go in there just like butter. So this is what those are used for. A lot of the projects are very handy to have this.
Okay.
And then the way that we're holding that, the little ball head onto the platform here is with something like this. So it's like it goes through
it's a thumb screw.
Yeah, so it's going through the little platform on there and screwing onto the bottom of the 1/4-20s like that. So it's holding on to there. So these are pretty much like Lego pieces for your camera gear and accessories.
That's a good way to
so
put
you
it.
can sort of mount these in any way you want for any configuration. So very handy little adapter pieces that we'll have in the shop pretty soon.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, anything else? Because I'm going to jump into the layer by layer.
I think we're getting more stuff like carbon fiber tripods that have like
That's
a monopod, and I think we're looking at some very
GoPro
cool GoPro stuff, and some very cool little selfie sticks, because as we've seen, as you'll later see in the Maker Faire coverage,
it was an essential tool, very crucial to have that to get angles and just fit it in. You'll see a little secret shot we got. Okay, well, let's take a look at how we built it in CAD. This was a sort of a collaboration project with Taylor Steen, who is a evangelist at Autodesk. Yeah, so let me fix this here. There you go. So yeah, so we put this project together in Fusion 360, which is a free CAD software from
fine folks over at Autodesk.
Yeah, hopefully I don't break it here. What's going on? There we go. It's just acting weird because I have so much stuff loaded here. So let me hit the home button. So Taylor helped out in creating, modeling some of the components. So he modeled the stepper motor and the sliding rail and the platform. And this is basically a master assembly of a bunch of sub-assemblies. So what that means is that all the parts are actually linked in there. So when we modify one part, it'll carry on through the master assembly. Another thing is that he did a cool thing where we simulate sliding and sort of coming up with dynamic relationships in joints, so that when you slide this around, you can see the timing pulley is spinning around with it. So that's how we were able to simulate sort of distances and things. But cool thing is Taylor is going to put together a series of tutorials to show how he modeled it and how you can use sub-assemblies in your projects. So this is really cool. And you can see all the bits and pieces that are in this project, like the Arduino Uno, the timing pulleys, the stepper motors. I think I just said that. One thing that I'd really like to see, or rather upgrade to this project, is the feet. If you take a look at the feet, they're really simple and they're really short, but it makes it so that you can put it up on a tabletop. And what I'd like to do is to make little feet, little sort of like an insert in a rod with a little rubber ball, so that we can increase the height or make it a little bit more
easier to level on even surfaces.
Yes, exactly. Because when I had this outside in the grass, we had tall grass, so I had to prop it up on a chair on a little flat thing. So it'd be really nice to be able to put this on a tripod. So if anybody wants to upgrade this thing, I would love to see that. But I'll also be working on that too.
I mean, another simple thing you can do is just Ninja Flex caps for the feet, so they don't slide around on the table.
Yeah, that's another thing too. So all the parts, of course, are on Thingiverse as well, and this is a public design file, so you guys will be able to modify it natively inside of Fusion 360. Yeah, really, really cool project. Check it out. It's available now. By the time you guys see this, we'll have it up, and the guide is up as well. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff happening on this one.
Yeah, this is, I think, the coolest use of 3D printing and electronics to build a very awesome camera-related project.
Yeah, and I'll have Taylor's YouTube channel, which I think is just Autodesk's Fusion 360 channel, but be on the lookout for some cool tutorials from him and myself coming out very soon. Okay, I think that's it for the layer by layer. Do you want to jump into Shop Talk and Maker Faire stuff?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Okay, let's take a look. One of the coolest events that we saw was the Paddle Boat Battle. I already said that wrong. It's the help me out here, I don't know. This was hosted.
We have a whole interview with Matt Stoltz on this, so definitely look out for that.
So Matt Stoltz is sort of the 3D printing engineer at Make magazine, where he does the shootout and he does a lot of material testing. And he put together this project where it combines sort of competition with hands-on engineering skills. So we had a bunch of teammates come up with a design for their boat, like design a boat using rubber band propulsion, 3D printed, and it's basically a race. And the really cool thing about this is that he's open sourcing the whole design of the trough system, like the whole, what do you call it, like the trough or trout or whatever, trough?
Yeah, the whole table.
The whole table where the water is in. So they manufacture that in-house in his makerspace. And what he wants to do is he wants to open source the design so that folks all over the world and maker fairs and in different
Just for education.
Can do their own. And one fun thing I heard is that next year he wants to make it so the vendors, the 3D printer vendors, have a competition. So we have like Ultimaker versus PrinterBot versus MakerBot or whatever. So that'd be really fun. It was hosted by a couple people, like SeeMeCNC hosted this and his makerspace as well. So we'll have links to it and we'll have the interview in the coming days. Yeah, we're working on this one. So really, really fun. I think the winners were, was it Electrode? Was the winner? It was a family. No, it was a family triage of engineers. So it was really fun to see those guys kind of battle it out. So it was really fun event, and there's so much other stuff. Another really cool thing is we saw Todd Bailey, who's a very sort of well-known engineer that has been on the Ask an Engineer show, and he put together this really cool arcade sort of cabinet where it's using an actual tank control joystick thing, which is amazing. It was just a massive line of kids who wanted to get their hands on this. It's super fun. It's combining sort of old school vertex vector graphics with like modern age computing power, so it makes a really, really fun and engaging game.
Yeah, a lot of the things that they weren't able to do back in the day, they're able to do now with more modern computing power, so they were super stoked to get that smooth, buttery vector graphics on an arcade.
Yeah, very cool work, Todd Bailey. Another cool attraction there was this massive cluster of Raspberry Pis. It was in the center of the auditorium. What was it doing, Pedro?
Yeah, so what it's doing here is doing a large cluster of computing, doing searches around the world, and when each Pi was doing a sort of cycle of process, it would actuate and sort of come out at you. So that's what's happening here when all of the Pis are coming out. That's the Pi that's actually doing a process at that time. Yeah. So you can visually see them doing, the work. And you can see which one it was doing.
I was super impressed on the wiring and how they got that all.
We got a shot of it in the back there that we'll show in the overview video.
Sure, sure. And right on top on the second floor, we met up with Father Robert Ballister from the Twit Network.
Yeah, so we caught up with them. He did a quick interview with Becky Stern there, and it was very awesome to see just their camera setup, how they were doing their, they had the Blackmagic with the massive lens, had their sound guy there with like 24, 16 channel, and they were like streaming back to the studio, doing edits there. So it was very awesome seeing that. And one of the funny things that Becky said was it was her first time being interviewed by a pastor, so that was very cool. So we had a very, very cool, interesting wearable questions you can see. I think they might have already released the video, so be on the lookout for that.
Okay. Another thing, I guess we'll talk about selfie sticks, man. These things, if you got I saw a lot of people with GoPros. Definitely pick up yourself a selfie stick so that you can get those angles. So here's just a quick B-roll of us like walking around, figuring out where things are.
Yeah, especially with such a crowded area, it's very good that you can just sort of simulate a crane shot or a drone shot by having that up there, and it's a very good way to get in a nice
stabilizes your shots a bit
perspective.
Too, as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Big shout out to MathGRRL and Josh from Design Make Teach. They were both there. Very exciting to see you folks out there. He gave me some goodies. I got myself a little poster there from his 3D Design Heroes, and he put together of course the 3D printed gumball, and he also gave me a little me, which is great. He designed this in Tinkercad, printed it on his printer Watt Simple, and hand painted it. Did a very wonderful job. Thank you so much, Josh, for this one. It was really, really cool to see this one and meet you in person. So if you folks are looking for an educator or someone who's really active on social media that's trying to combine 3D printing with education and STEM and STEAM, Josh is definitely the guy who's doing it up. He's doing so much good stuff. So check him out, follow him on Twitter and Instagram and his blogs. He's always working on cool stuff.
Yeah, I really like the way the details came out on this. Very captures the essence of
I'm not wearing my hat,
block form.
I got my haircut, so I'm going to show that. Oh, and there's Aiden. Huge shout out to Aiden. We actually have an interview with him that will be coming out shortly. All right, let's keep it moving. We were able to do some periscoping. Thank you, shout out to Andrew Stout, who reminded me, hey, is anybody doing Periscope? I'm like, oh yeah, let me do it now.
Yeah, so very spontaneous. We were just walking around, and
who did we bump into?
Yeah, here's
you guys
Matt.
Remember this person here?
Yeah, so we bumped into Matt Griffin, who you might remember started the 3D Hangouts with us when he was at Adafruit. He's now working for Ultimaker. Him and Ed, who I think you might have seen the interview that came out earlier this week. They are heading up the North American Ultimaker
team.
Yeah. So very awesome there. They're tackling all the bringing Ultimaker over to the States.
Yeah. So it was really fun to catch up with you, Matt. We had a great time checking out all the stuff at the Ultimaker booth and just
happy to see that he has one of the companies that we absolutely
admire
loves
this
printer. Yeah.
So follow me on Periscope, I guess. I'm doing a lot of Periscoping, and everyone else as well at the team.
Yeah, I think they might have took this Periscope might have already been taken down, but
Yeah.
we'll definitely upload the video that we're able
yeah.
to snag.
Okay. Very awesome booth at Microsoft.
Yeah, they actually did a very good job. I was quite
Brooke
impressed.
Drum actually setting up his printer bots there. It was really cool because Windows 10, I guess, has native driver support for 3D printers. So they had a bunch of 3D printers, all shapes and sizes, and just showcasing that they have native support for 3D printers, which is really nice. But they had a lot of interactive projects. It was one of the funnest booths, in my opinion, yeah?
Yeah, they did a very good job. It wasn't just 3D printing. They had a lot of cool things like 3D scanning there.
So
very
kids
fun
could
place.
come up right up on the turntable, get themselves scanned, and then 3D print it right there. It's really cool.
Yeah, so they had, in addition to that, you'll see in the overview video, they had like a lot of pianos and things like that.
The interactive foot piano was super fun. I love
yeah.
music stuff, and they had, I think it was running off of Raspberry Pi.
I think actually the Adafruit booth was, in comparison to the other one, was probably like the lamest one there.
Oh, don't
just
say
because
that. Yeah.
everything else was, you know, hands-on, touching, and
Right.
like actually doing something. I think the next clip here that you can see, one of the coolest things there was the selfie LED curtain on the back. So they would
Yeah.
take a photo of you, and then using, I'm pretty sure some of the library from Phil B, be able to display the selfie that you just took there.
Right, and translate it into LEDs.
It's very cool. I think I took one there. If you go to the next
Yeah,
clip.
this is the next one. Here's Pedro. It looks just like Pedro, right? Yeah, the resolution is pretty.
Yeah, when you're a
pretty
little
good.
farther away, it looks
Yeah.
excellent.
So it's a really fun interactive one there. So that was fun.
Google also had a very cool booth.
Yep.
It was more science oriented.
Yeah,
so they
more
had
educational
a cool,
and science,
yeah, so they
yeah.
had a lot of cool robots and stuff there, like light sensing robots, shadow sensing. And I think in the beginning of the clip there, you could see they had a number of the prototype Google glasses on display. They were very cool.
Yep, so that was really fun as well. On the inside, the auditorium, they have this thing called the Dark Room. So you probably should have named it the Phil B NeoPixel Library Dark Room, because like all of these things are using the library and his code, I think.
Yeah, that are very cool things like there, the plasma skeleton that they had there on display, and right across the way from there, in the same area, they had this very cool, ginormous wall screen.
Yeah. Is that in this clip or?
I think it's the next one. Yeah.
Okay, cool. This one here.
Yeah, look just how ginormous it was. So it's interactive, so all the kids could go up there and sort of interact with some of the objects that were on there. You could like cut trees down, move things around.
Oh wow.
Very awesome.
I missed this one. There's so much stuff I didn't even get to see it. And of course they had an installation that we've seen I think a couple of years ago too, where it's a musical installation, and it has a sculpture too, where all these bunch of heads, they're being I think light projection onto it, light mapping, and then as you stroke, there was a keyboard in the center platform there where you when you hit a note, one of the faces would start talking and animating. So it's kind of freaky and cool at the same time.
Yeah, so after we were...
after all that, we had to go to the media lounge, which is where all the press folks, all the media folks come in and offload their content. And we met up with some of the folks from FeedYourBrain. So we met up with Susie Chainley and folks. They are really big fans of the 3D show. So I hope you guys are excited that we got to meet you there, because we definitely were. And all of us are like holding GoPros and gimbals.
Yeah, I know. I think one of the funniest things was how popular this little guy was. Every time I was filming, everybody was always come up and be like, "Oh my God, what is that? How how's that working?" And yeah, we were just so ecstatic on the quality that we were able to get from there. Again, we were saying that we didn't want to carry around giant camera gear around this year, and man, did this live up to our expectations.
Yeah.
It was so phenomenal. Even some of the interviews that we got, we didn't get to mic them up, but the audio that came out of there was just freaking superb.
M3D is a good example of that.
Yeah, so then we checked that out, and yeah,
Feed
these
Your
are
Brain, a little bit background of Feed Your Brain.
they are our biggest reseller over in China.
Hong Kong, yeah.
And
So,
they sat down with
check them
Becky
out.
Stern and did a quick interview there. So be on the lookout for that.
Yep, be on the lookout for that one. Guys, let us know when you finish that video, because we'll share it on the
Definitely
Adafruit
post that
blog.
up, yeah.
But it's really great meeting with you.
Yeah, they were walking around with different model and gimbal, so we suggested the one that we were using. It's super cool.
So after that, we went downstairs and we saw SeeMeCNC. They had their big part daddy, which was printing massive things. This thing was so huge that I think it reached the second floor. So it was really, really cool to see them again, and where they brought their part daddy. I think we have a upside down shot here. So that was Saturday. On Saturday night, we met up with the folks from Evil Mad Scientists. So we got Wendell and Lenore. And we went to this place, what was it called? Happy Smile, Happy Family?
Happy Family, I think.
Happy
we had
family?
some, we had hot pot, I think it was called.
Yeah.
So enough food for everyone, super delicious food. It was funny though that Lenore and Wendell were both
vegetarians. So
yeah, they're both vegetarians, and one of the dishes that we were having was where they take live shrimp, they put like vodka in there until they like calm down, and then sort of,
live steam them.
Yeah, live steam them. Yeah,
so
it was pretty good. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
But again, another
reason why you like the selfie steak. We were able to get all sorts of angles and things that you can't get otherwise. So very fun. Yeah, that was really fun. So of course on Saturday, Becky had a talk where she talked about her book, co-authored with Tyler Cooper, and there's just a big crowd. She was really, really good, funny, witty about all the stuff. She had nice stories and things, and I wish we could have stuck around longer, but we had to actually go and meet with Nuke and Francis Bertoni, where we did an interview with them. But yeah, she had a fun time signing books and talking about her projects and things. So yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, one of the cool 3D printers that we saw there was from the folks over at Wasp Delta. And interesting,
I think so, yeah.
Sort of Delta printer that I had here, it had a direct drive right on top, so it was able to extrude.
Fully enclosed. It had a manual leveling bed. It had just a really nice sort of design. They're actually based out of Italy, and they're trying to work on manufacturing here around the Bay Area, so in California on the West Coast. I think they retail around $3,000, but it's because it's a really, really high quality machine. And hey man, NinjaFlex works out of the box, huh? Using 175 filament and this weird sort of like shaky like adapter thing. I don't know. We'll find more about it.
It's what's suspending the direct drive. So that's the way to do it right there if you want to do direct drive on a Delta style printer.
Yeah,
very cool.
Check their stuff out. All right. Another cool shot. This is
another shout out to the selfie stick and a GoPro.
Yeah.
I think if you rewind that clip,
just let it loop over. So we were able to get a little bit of Massimo's announcement. So of course he announced that they are opening offices in New York, and they announced their cloud service, their I/O service,
MQTT server.
And it was one of those things where if you look on the wall there, there's actually a line of people that were waiting. And you couldn't fit everybody in, so we were like, behind a wall, and we could hear them, but you were able to fit your GoPro in. I hope this clip ends in a little bit so we can share with you, because I don't want to open it and it might crash.
Oh yeah. No, you probably won't see it. It's about 3 minutes. It looks like you can see
really?
from the time code
Wowie,
there.
Wowie.
Yeah, but right at the corner of where you turn into getting into the room, there's like all these slices in the wall. And it's like so small, so I was able to fit the GoPro through there with the selfie stick and print it all the way out until I could see and get a good shot of Massimo.
And you can actually see Tony right where I am over here. Tony D is right there, live blogging away. So that was really, really fun. Okay, next up, I'm sure you folks are checking this out. This is the 3D laser printer called the Glowforge. They had a massive Kickstarter campaign and lots of cool projects in the works with the Glowforge.
Yeah, so it's taken laser cutters to the next level in terms of being able to just put an object in there. It's able to scan it and know what you are. It's able to like laser cut like chocolate and like leather.
So many different materials.
Yeah.
Tell me about
I think one of the coolest thing that I saw there is they like placed like a little MacBook Air like down on inside of the
inside of the bed. Platform.
Inside of the bed, yeah. It's able to scan it. It's able to know what model laptop you have, and it's able to let you pick from an assortment of like different designs or upload your own. So it's able to know what the dimension is, able to sort of know where not to cut around.
A lot of smarts in their software, I'm guessing. Okay.
And that's definitely where all of the advancement is going. Being able to make it more smarter, you just lay it down, let it do its thing, lay down the material, import your design, and let it do its thing. So very cool.
Yeah, check them out if you haven't already. They have quite a few videos on their YouTube channel as well. So that is Glowforge. That's about all the stuff we have at the event, and we'll be coming out with more videos on the daily basis. So yeah, folks, thank you guys so much for coming out there and saying hi. We're not done with the show yet. I'm just letting you know. So it was really a pleasure to see everybody and meet everyone. All the friends that you just said, hey, what's up? It was really nice to see you guys. Hopefully next year we can meet with more of you folks. So next, that was Shop Talk. Let's go ahead and do the Q&A. This is where we answer your YouTube questions.
First up, this one is from Arthur Young, asking, very nice, this is on the Pocket Pi Girl video, is there any way to make a B+ fit in there?
Yeah, I think Andrew Bevelhymer put together a mod where he cut the side of the enclosure so that it could allow a B+ to fit in there. So you can do it that way, or you can just modify the original Pocket Pi Girl because it used a Model B, the normal Model B, the original one. So I'm sure it'll fit in there as well. Or it won't fit because it has different mounting holes, but you can adapt it. And that's one cool thing that we do with our projects. We open source all the design files so you can mix them and mash them up together. So we may visit that in the future as well. But thank you for the question, Arthur. Next one. This one's from I think Co-Eater.
That sounds right.
Yeah, so this is on the 5-inch Kippa Pi 2 project. Would this build, especially without modifications of the case dimensions, also work with the 5-inch touchscreen product ID 1596 and the corresponding Kippa product ID 2453? Also, it'd be super nice if you guys made a video and case for the 7-inch version. So I checked out the product description, and it does look like it will be the same dimensions. I think there might be a little bit less of a margin on the sides for the screen cutout, so you might see a little bit of a dark edge on the bezel, but that's fine. I think it'll work well. Do we want to do a 7-inch version? We did a 7-inch version of just the HDMI display, so I think it'd be relatively easy to make
all the cutouts for the Raspberry Pi.
Right, and mounting things in the back. So
I was going to start on that, but then, you know, the 7-inch official touchscreen from the Raspberry Pi
multi-touch
Foundation came out. Yeah, so I think you might have seen the last episode. Right. That's what I was currently working on.
You might want to check that one out because it's a little bit more sort of feature rich.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's more. It's official, so it's going to be more supported. It has the 10-finger touch support, so that's going to be cool. And I really like the way that it has the
way you designed
just brought it out
right.
here. Yeah,
the way you
I'll show it next week.
Right,
yeah.
The way you designed it though, you made it so that you have more room and stuff for other boards and things. So
yeah,
I really
definitely
like it.
Check out. Stay tuned for that version.
Thank you for the question. Next one, this was from Jeffrey Vastine. Noe and Pedro, do you have any experience with Delta Bot 3D printers? And what is your opinion of the Delta Bot 3D printers?
Yes, we have. Yeah. We have 2 years of content, so almost 200 videos.
Yeah, so you probably missed
you guys,
this one. Check out, I'll link below is our review. Our review of the Orion Delta Bot from SeeMeCNC. It was a really, really great printer. I think we still have one in the shop.
Yep.
We tested it quite a bit. It's a really good machine, great for speed and high quality. But the only not the downside, but the only thing I couldn't find a good use was with NinjaFlex. I can't figure out a good way to do NinjaFlex because of the Bowden system. So that's one thing. Of course, we just showed you Wasp 3D printers where they have the direct drive on top. So I think
you're able to modify it. I think you're able to modify it somehow. It's just going to take a little bit of work, but you can definitely do it.
Definitely a fan of Delta Bots, though.
Yeah. So when we were testing out this before, the software for it, I don't think was able to support the different dimensional way that it prints. So near the edges, it would have some inaccuracies.
Yeah. A way to sort of alleviate that is to really fine tune the leveling of your towers and your end stop triggers. Getting that nice and perfect, specifically on that bot, I suppose, is where you want to spend your time on to get it really nice and level.
Yeah, I haven't been able to do too much more tests on, but I'm sure the updated versions of Simplify 3D and just any updated software should be able to handle it a lot more better. Yeah. So definitely
fast and high quality. Thank you, Jeffrey, for the question. Next one, this one is from Rigoberto. Would this work with an iOS? Would this work with iOS Super Mega Worm and other retro games? Also, would an Android tablet work? This is on the the Bluetooth gamepad that we made using the EasyKey and a Perma Proto board. Yeah, in the video, I'm actually using an Android Nexus 7 tablet. So Android's
a little bit more open to what APIs we're able to use.
Well, yeah, so most of the developers that made a bunch of games made it so a Bluetooth keyboard works. Yep. With the iOS, you have to have an MFI certified sort of Bluetooth.
You got to pay a license for
making a gamepad. And the developers weren't able to make it so that like A equals A and up equals up like you would with the Bluetooth keyboard. So I wouldn't use it with an iOS device. I would totally use it with Android or your desktop. It works well with Mac OS X and Windows and Ubuntu, I hope. So yeah, there's your answer. Thank you, Roberto, for the question. I would recommend an Android tablet in this one. Very fun. Okay, this is, I think, the last question. This one's from Andrew Bevelhymer saying, hey dudes, wanted to say I love the show, so keep doing what you're doing. I've made a YouTube channel called 3DDC, so I would like it if you check that out. But the real question is, what is the best way to get viewers and gather an audience with a channel about 3D printing and electronics? I'd love to hear your recommendations. Thanks. Yeah, so I did check out your channel, Andrew. I actually subscribed with Adafruit's handle and Pixel 3D's handle, which is me and Pedro's his personal YouTube handle. Really cool tutorials on Onshape, which is an open source free web-based CAD designing software. So he's doing sort of like layer by layers. So I would check that out, folks, if you haven't. Subscribe to his channel. He's making really good content and projects as well. So as far as sort of advice I would have, I would actually reach out to Onshape and ask them to promote your video. That's one way to do it. When you're making content using other folks' products and services, tell them about it, and they will be happy to share it on their channels and sort of bring up your clout and audience. You're already doing really, really well. What you've done right now is actually already, you told me to check it out, so now I'm telling everyone else to check it out. So that's really good. Some other recommendations I would definitely...
Consistency.
Yeah, consistency.
So set up like a schedule. We always have like about a month or two of projects that we're working on, and that's the only way to sort of keep yourself on track. You know, have like a week's worth like ahead of time, so you can figure out how to write your script and everything around it. And yeah, just keep doing it every week so you can just push yourself to do that. Another last sort of advice I have is to just really pick apart what YouTube channels you like. Write like an essay or something about what you like about it, and really pick it apart and sort of dissect what you like and what you don't like, and just try to replicate that, and just keep doing what you're doing, obviously. Definitely. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Andrew, and be sure to check out his YouTube channel. I have it linked down below. Okay, this is the last question. This is from MemX for you. It's a video tutorial request. How to extend a 3.2 inch PyTFT SPI connected to the GPIO of the Raspberry Pi 2 without a breakout board, and how do you use the Adafruit 9 DOF sensor? A step-by-step tutorial for noobs who just bought them from you guys. Yeah, so I don't think there's much projects on the 9 DOF sensor, but you might want to check out the learning guide if you haven't already. There's probably some sample code that you could check out. As far as how to extend the PyTFT, I think we have a GPIO ribbon cable. I think that's what you're probably looking for, but I might be mistaken. Yeah, I think that is what he was looking for. Okay. Yeah. So it's just a little thing that goes in between, extends it. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a lot of tutorials and projects in the pipeline, so we might not be able to get to it for a couple months because there's a lot of stuff going on. And yeah, thank you for the question, though. I think that's going to be it for the Q&A. The last thing I want to talk about is the Halloween contest that's still going on, right?
Oh, yeah.
I definitely forgot that one.
Check out some of the awesome entries that are going on.
Yeah, I'm looking for that.
I think it's at the end. It's right here, Halloween.
Oh, cool. Thank you so much. Yeah, so let me switch gears over to that. I'm going to go here to...
yeah, so there's still some time to enter in. We already have like 87 entries on there. Head on over to our pals over at Instructables to check out all the rules and enter into the contest. 87 entries so far. Still 21 prizes and 40 days left. It is October 1st already, so or 2nd rather. So you folks definitely need to get on this. There's so many cool projects coming out. I think it's just good to scroll down, for a lot of awesome inspiration there. Check out all these cool projects.
It's gonna be really tough for the judges this year. Same prizes. Samsung cameras, printer bot, Simple Metal, Lady Ada's electronics toolkit, and so much opportunity here to win some cool prizes. So be sure to check that out. I'll have it linked below again this week. I hope you guys, make something to win the contest. I'm running out of steam here. It's already 40 minutes. It's a long extended version.
It feels like we just landed yesterday from
I know,
New
you
York.
take a break. But yeah, that's going to be it for the show. Of course, if you want to pick up some gear and some I don't know, filament printers or whatnot.
Get all your maker paraphernalia. Get 10% off. Use the coupon code SLIDER. It expires at 11:59 p.m. tonight. It doesn't work on software or gift certificates, but on everything else. Remember, it's the cheapest place to get a 3D printer. And remember, all orders over $200 get free shipping. So it's it's good for you, good for us. It's a win-win. You get to make some awesome projects, and of course, you get that discount on all of the electronic tools, boards that we have in the shop too.
That's right.
So.
This, of course, is sponsored by you folks. We don't take any venture capitalism. No VC money, no loans. This is all funded by you folks. So please purchase something on the shop and support all of us here at Adafruit and beyond.
Yeah. I think the only regret going to the office is that I didn't get any footage there because it was just a tornado of craziness.
We did Becky and Tony's video.
Oh, I meant like with the gimbal, like going around the office.
Right, I know we wanted to. We'll do it next year, whenever.
So cool.
So be sure to check out Becky's show, which is Wearable Electronics. It's on every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. She does project workshop, tools we love, all sorts of wearable electronics. So be sure to check that out. And after that, in the evening, we have our show and tell, where we share our projects every Wednesday, 7 p.m.
We're there every week.
7:30 p.m. Eastern
Check
time.
us out, say hi, show off your cool project. And right after
shortly after that, Ask an Engineer, all your Raspberry Pi, open source, Arduino, and more new products, an hour-long show, just like this one because it's now an hour-long. Be sure to check that one out. That's going to be it for the show, folks. Thank you so much for coming by and watching. We'll see you guys next week. But until then, remember to keep on making. Thanks, guys.